Welcome back, everybody. Thank you all so much for joining me here today. My name is Pritesh with KAIZN Crypto. In this video, I'm joined by Grant, who is the CEO of Playermint. So we're going to be talking about NFT gaming, a lot of the cool things that they've got going on. They've got an ISO, they've got a token called Pmx. So lots of good content here for you today. So Grant, thanks so much for joining. How are you doing today, man?
Great, thanks for having me again, Pritesh. I was looking at the date on the last video that we recorded. It was all the way back in October. So I think that in that video we laid out the idea of what Playermint would become, and now we're kind of coming here to the final home stretch on getting this thing off the ground. So this would be like a update video to that. So super exciting, and
yeah, that's great. I know. I remember our conversation was a while ago. But it's really cool, just to keep on following your progress and seeing how far you guys have come. So Grant, tell us a little bit, for anybody who might be new, a little bit about yourself, and then also a little bit about Playermint.
Yeah, well, I've been in the crypto community for a long time now. Dove into the Cardano community specifically in 17, and like a lot of people got onboarded by the whiteboard video. And then it was a mission of like, how do you connect this technology to gaming in a meaningful way, and how can like our contribution to this space be onboarding new people to the Cardano community through gaming and fun, and testing a lot of learning a lot of the blockchain concepts through a fun environment and something that isn't too daunting for people. So that's been the mission, and I think that we've got something that we put together that's going to be really cool and unique. We were honored to have M Labs build out the back end, and they have done a wonderful job. And it's been a great experience all around, learning, going through Catalyst, and managing all the different components of this. It's been a blast. And it's really cool to see it all come together. So that's kind of the story.
Wow. Yeah. So you've been pretty much everywhere within the ecosystem. Tell us a little bit about your experience with Catalyst.
Yeah. Aiden, who you may know, a lot of people in the community know him. He works a lot in like the Catalyst Swarm community, and a lot of our work in Catalyst is credited to him. He's really put in a lot of work in the Catalyst stuff. We also worked with a few other people to get the Gamers on Chain fund within Catalyst up. So we were like one of the teams that contributed to getting the gaming section of Catalyst up and running. So yeah, we won two rounds previously, and now we're in the latest one too, and it looks like we should also win this round as well.
Nice.
But I mean, it's really also cool to see how much it's grown. Like I think the size of the next fund is I think if I'm correct, it's somewhere in the range of $16 million. So the size of the fund of Catalyst has grown substantially since we were first getting involved in some of the first earlier rounds. So it's really cool to see what that's contributing to the community, and this ability to like fund the community to fund itself through this decentralized means is really awesome, and one of the components that I think is probably the most undervalued, especially as the thing scales to how big it's getting. Like all the funds are getting bigger and bigger. And yeah, I mean, the name of it speaks for itself. So
yeah, well, that's fantastic. Well, congratulations. So have already won 2 and looking good for this third one. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Cool. Well,
a lot of good people too that are involved in that.
Oh yeah, I bet. There's so many proposals out there, right? I think the biggest challenge that a lot of people have is just knowing which ones are good and which ones maybe not so much. There was actually that concept that was talked about, like with the D-reps. You have people who are very knowledgeable about Catalyst and able to give suggestions on which proposals are worthy of a vote. So I think it's great that you guys have been around since the earlier stages of Catalyst just to see it all grow. So Grant, tell us a bit more about some of the things you guys have been working on. I know we're coming up here very soon on your testnet being live.
Yep.
At the time of recording, the testnet might already be out by the time we've published it, right? So we're looking good there. What has the process been like? You're in charge of a lot of moving pieces here. So what are some of the things that you've encountered with that?
Well, as far as like what we've encountered, one of the things with that is the things that you might not know that you're going to encounter. So that's kind of been one of the things is a lot of this is brand new, and a lot of the like the tools and stuff that we're using are like being developed as we're developing this. Like the Cardano transaction library and all these other like moving parts of what needs to come together to make this work are like those parts are being developed as we're building this. So it's like it's a process of learning and building. And so that's been like maybe one of the challenges, and just, but it's been fun. So as far as launch 2, I can pull up the different phases that we've got right now. I'll share my screen.
Sure.
These are the phases that we'll go through for launch. So like I was saying, we had the founder NFT sale in October, and there's just been a lot of development going into all of this. But these are the phases for rolling out Playermint, the full platform. So right now we're in the play testing phase. And so what this is we have a sort of mocked up version through Discord, where we're collecting player gameplay data through Fortnite, and running the reward algorithm through that and collecting data to perfect the algorithm. And we have a bunch of people playing right now, but this is just giving us some early data. And one of the cool things about that is now that we have that data, we can work with it without having to kind of go through every epoch. This is helping us perfect the algorithm. Then we'll go into the testnet phase, which is what we're entering right now. So by the time this video is up, we should be in the testnet era. And that will be with people playing within the actual platform. So we'll go from an off-platform play testing environment to fully in the system, playing around with the minting tool, the marketplace, the earning component within the website and the app. And then we'll go to the mainnet founder era launch. And so this will be when the actual token, the real token, comes to life, and the whole platform is on mainnet, and you have actual assets of value trading. And in the founder era, the only way that you'll be able to access the platform is if you have one of the green or purple founder NFTs in your wallet when you connect to the app. So if you want to earn or buy the PMX tokens during the beginning of the mainnet, which will be 5 epochs or 25 days, then you'll need to have one of the purple or green NFTs to access the app. And that allows us to benefit the core community, but also allows us to rate limit the system. So it says like that means that there can only be 7,000 users, because that's how many of the NFTs there are. And that allows us to like prevent the system from being overwhelmed directly at launch, so that we can then go from a test net to a main net that has a limited amount of 7,000 capped users, so that we can then understand how to properly scale the system when it opens up to everybody. And we're starting marketing with like esport organizations and organizations and communities outside of the Cardano ecosystem to bring in like a whole new wave of people to the ecosystem, and starting on starting at the beginning of the testnet, actually.
Okay, nice. So I love the fact that you've added the utility of being one of the early users of this platform with the founder NFT. So that's really nice to see. The difference between the green and the purple, right? So if you hold either one, basically you have access to the platform during this period. Um, so that's really cool. I do also like to see that you guys are testing this with such a big game like Fortnite. Really incredible just to think about the player size, the player base of Fortnite. Um, but then still to think if you have this NFT, that would be what allows you to access the platform. So I think what you have is a really great way to be able to test the functionality in a good rollout. I really like how you've laid this framework out. It's very simple, right? You've got the play testing, then the test net. You've got a limited group of people to test it when it's on the main net, and then the full release. And then the big names you're talking about. Okay, so any partnerships you had mentioned? What was it? EA games. Like, tell us about that. What is some of the marketing that you guys have been doing?
So I'll just add two more things on this. One being the testnet will be open to like anybody to participate. You don't need to have the founder NFT. It'll be also like you're earning like a testnet PMX. And so yeah, the testnet, you don't need to have the founder NFT. The main net, you'll need it. So just a clarification on that. And then here, let me reshare. So this is kind of moving over to the platform as we go into this, but yeah. So like one of the main groups that we're working with to make this possible is Overwolf. So Overwolf is an API provider for really big games like Fortnite, Warzone, League of Legends, games like that. So they maintain APIs for these games, and then so that people can build apps around the APIs, and then they help with communications between the apps that are being developed and the game studios. The other really good thing about that and working with Overwolf is it makes it easy to add other games. So because they have like this API center for all these big games, it makes it easy to go like say from starting with Fortnite to adding Warzone or other games like that.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
So one of the questions that I did have before we get into this, it's going to be awesome to see what you guys have laid out here. As far as the games that you're thinking about incorporating, so Fortnite is, I guess, what you're using right now. And then, like you had mentioned, a lot of other popular titles can be incorporated with this platform. Are you all looking at games that are not specifically crypto? Are you focusing mainly on a lot of the console or PC type games? Or what are some of the things that you're looking at going forward with the titles that you plan to add to Playermint?
Yeah. So at the core of the system, at the beginning, we're looking at really big titles, which I think is something new and unique in the space. So the platform will begin as a play to earn layer that's on top of really big games. So you have this play to earn layer of earning in a marketplace and trading these assets on top of games like Fortnite that have hundreds of millions of users. And then we'll continue to add games after Fortnite. So once it launches, we'll be perfecting the system with Fortnite. So it'll be Fortnite for a while till we work out and perfect the model to a point where we feel really comfortable about then being able to add more games on. And part of the reason that we went with Fortnite, other than it being a massive game, is the fact that Epic Games has a really open environment for development. So they have a tool system called Epic Online Services, and that gives you tools like a OAuth system for authenticating accounts. So we can that allows us to use like official Fortnite infrastructure around this. So that, like, for example, when you connect your Epic Games account to the wallet, you're using the OAuth system that Fortnite provides themselves for these type of applications. That also means their infrastructure also makes it easy to say you could add Rocket League after, because it's also an Epic Games title. So
Another huge game,
yeah,
absolutely like massive.
yeah. So Rocket League is pretty easy to add because we'll already have the Epic Games authentication system plugged into it. So that one, from an infrastructure standpoint, becomes really easy to add.
All right. Wow. Very cool. Yeah, I think one of the most exciting things about this platform is that what you're doing is giving players who are already playing these games, right? If you think about just the economies that these games have created with the amount of gadgets or skins, or some of them even have like these in-game tokens. And then what you're doing is you're incorporating a blockchain aspect of it with these NFTs, right? Like you could say an item that you have to use within the game could be represented as an NFT. So I think that that idea behind this platform you've created is fantastic. And it's a big market that I think with titles like Fortnite and other of these big games, it's going to be exciting to see how this takes off. But I see you've got your screen share pulled up here, so just tell us a little bit about this.
Yeah, so I mean, this is the React environment where we're constantly pushing updates for the launch of the testnet. So this is the actual kind of like live front end environment. So this is what I'm going to run through to help explain to everybody how this all works and all the components and what people can look forward to. So yeah, I mean, this is a lot of work coming together to create this. So super happy to show it off, and a big congratulations to like the team and the community for making this all come together. But yeah, I can run through this to explain it and answer any questions that come up of how it works. And
Sure.
yeah. So you'll begin by connecting a wallet, and we're starting with Nami wallet, and then we'll be adding more wallets from there. And the entire application is non-custodial, built on Plutus smart contracts. Everything from the minting of the token to the NFT marketplace to the minting, it's all smart contract based and peer-to-peer. So you'll log in with your Nami wallet, then you'll be brought to this page where you can either head to the marketplace or start earning PMX. And one of the things that we're working on right now, and that we'll also work on through the testnet, is designs and creating like background designs and stuff like that. So you can either head right to the marketplace or start earning. So you'll come over here. This is where you'll be presented with signing in with your Epic Games. So this is how you connect the Epic Games, and this uses the official Epic Games OAuth system. So it's like an improved infrastructure from Epic Games. And to give an overview of how this works, is you have the Epic Games OAuth system, which authenticates your account to the wallet. And then you have the API, which after every 5 epoch tells the protocol which wallet should be awarded what amount of PMX. So the reward distributions are in 5-day epochs, and that's dependent on how high you place on the leaderboard. And then with the Epic being assigned to the wallet, the API can tell which wallet should be rewarded which amount of the token. So this will like bring up like a window of like log in with your Epic, kind of like if you were to like log in with like a Gmail or something to authenticate the account. Then you can head over to the leaderboard, and this is where you'll see how much PMX is in the epoch, the current reward epoch. You'll see how many people are playing, the time until the next payout, your ranking, so where you currently stand on the leaderboard, the PSP, so this is Playermint skill points. So the more Playermint skill points that you earn, the higher that you rank on the leaderboard. So like what's really cool about what we built is like, rather than it being something where you're betting money, so rather than it being like, I'm gonna wager you $5 on like a head-to-head match, this is like a fully automated system where you don't even need to change how you're playing the game. You just link your account, and then you start playing like you normally would, and you start earning Playermint skill points for getting kills and wins like you normally would. So that makes it much more scalable to a much wider audience, where you don't need to be like a hardcore gamer like you would in like a normal type of earning kind of like wager type of system. And then you have your estimated payout. So this is how much PMX you're estimated to earn based off of your current leaderboard position. And then you have the claim and buy. So the claim is you can claim your rewards after every 5 epochs, and you can stack them too. So you could choose to wait a few epochs to claim your tokens. And then you also have the option to buy more of the token. And so come the founder era, where you'll need the green or purple NFT to access the application when you connect your wallet. The only way that you'll be able to claim the rewards from your leaderboard position or buy it is if you have one of those NFTs.
Gotcha. Okay. Couple questions while we're taking a look at this leaderboard here. Just some of the things that come right off the top of my head. So this PSP, the idea to me seems almost like experience points, but then they could be, I guess, used throughout this platform, no matter which game that you play. And then as far as how that ties into PMX, would PSP be something that you would in the future be able to redeem for PMX, or what's the other process? Because I see claim and buy, so you can like send ADA to buy PMX, but then as far as claiming PMX, how would one earn it?
Yeah, so the PSP is what's tied to the earning. So you can think of the Playermint skill points as what gets you higher up on the leaderboard. And we base it off of the models that the game studios want to see, so that the models that they have baked into the game. So for example, Fortnite uses a kind of like a point system that they call hype. And so for Fortnite, we basically just remodeled the hype model, which takes into account like kills and wins, and like which, if you're playing in solos or duos, and reflected that into PSP. And so PSP allows us to take what each of the game studios from all the different games want to see as far as how they want their users to be incentivized, and combine that all into one measurement, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. Okay. Yep. That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. And then what was the other, you had another question.
So like as far as being able to earn it, so I guess the PSP is going to account for where you rank within the leaderboard. And then the PMX token, so like you would be able to claim PMX token based on where you rank in the leaderboard. Is that okay? Gotcha.
You can kind of see here, like you can see the difference between like PSP and the PMX here on the leaderboard. So the PSP helps you move up the leaderboard, and then the PMX is a distribution curve, where it's like the higher that you rank, the more of it you earn.
Okay. All right. Very cool. That's awesome.
Yeah. So that's the reward side of it. And then we have like all the utility and like what you can do with it on the platform baked into all of it. So then you've got the marketplace. So the main utilities for the token become one, if you hold a certain amount of PMX, that gives you a pro account, and that's kind of like a battle pass in Fortnite. So it allows you to earn more. It allows you to get special features on the platform and things like that. And then you can use it in the NFT marketplace that we have here for trading assets, also minting assets. And then we'll be moving to a Babel fee era where PMX basically becomes what's needed for the transaction fee of everything from the minting and the trading of the assets. So yeah, this is the marketplace. And again, it's all smart contract, non-custodial NFT marketplace. And these are obviously dummy images, but you might click one of these, you can see the history. So you can see who owned the NFT previously. You can see what any kind of properties were assigned to it. You can see what the royalty is. You can come over and purchase it or trade it. So yeah, pretty straightforward. Filter system, search bar. We have a minting tool baked into it, so you can mint something. So if I wanted to mint, say, our launch roadmap, I could drag it into here, name it, and put a description, a price, how much PMX it'll cost, how many there will be, the properties, the royalty, come down and mint the NFT. So yeah, then we also have the profile page. So this is where you can see any NFTs that you have on sale or that you owned. You can adjust your PFP. So maybe you earn a cool PFP from playing that you bought, and you can attach it here, see what your life earnings are, edit your profile in any way. So you can change your username. If you didn't authenticate your account yet, you can come into the profile page and authenticate it. You can upload a profile picture, add a bio, any kind of URL that you want. So we want to create eventually a cool social environment of being hey, these are the things that I've won. Check this out. We kind of think about it like a Web3 arcade, where it's you have an earning and you have a marketplace of stuff that you can buy and collect.
Nice.
So yeah, so it'll start as a play to earn layer on top of really big games, and then we do see this infrastructure then going and moving deep into the games from there. So the marketplace infrastructure could then be used by other games and plugged into the game and used as their marketplace. So it becomes a breeding ground for virtual economies as well as the next phase. So
wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, very cool. One thing is just, first impressions with the user interface. It's very clean, very simple. It seems easy to navigate and straightforward. So just looking forward to getting a chance to use it.
Yeah, we wanted it to be super easy, where we want to bring up a lot of people that haven't interacted with crypto before. So that requires making things super simple for people to understand. Probably the biggest choke point there of teaching new people in crypto will be understanding what interacting with a non-custodial experience, where you have a new wallet that you need to take care of and you need to custody your assets. So we're going to make tutorial videos, really basic, what's a NAMI wallet type of videos for new people that are coming in.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, very cool. I'm excited about that. And one thing I wanted to ask you about, moving on to our next topic for our discussion, is just more information related to your PMX token. So we were talking a bit about some of the things you had coming up with that. There's an ISO going on, there's a sale. So tell us, what is PMX, and then what can anybody who wants to get involved be looking forward to?
Yeah, so it's the core token of the environment. Again, you earn it from playing, and then it has a bunch of utility. You use it to get the pro account, so you don't need to spend it. You just lock it up. You can move it out whenever, but we'll start with needing around 1,000 PMX tokens to have the pro account. So if you have that in your wallet, then you'll have a pro account, and then obviously all of the trading of the assets requires it. And then we'll move to it being used for the transaction fees, like the gas, sort of through the Babel fee model. And we'll be exploring governance for decentralization and things like that. So yeah, so we'll move into the testnet phase now, and we'll still be perfecting the reward algorithm just in a more live environment. And then about 2 weeks after the testnet is when the founder era will begin. So if you have one of the purple or green NFTs, then that means you can come in and start earning, and you can also like be one of the first people to buy the token through here. And we really wanted it to be something where when the token exists, there's already a bunch of utility available for it, and you have a full-fledged application where the ecosystem where the token exists, rather than like having the token and then waiting for all the utility. Like you won't, so like all the utility and the whole platform will already be finished by the time that when the token comes out. So that's the roadmap for all of that. And so we put a lot of work to make sure that like we'd have something really cool and awesome with a bunch of utility packed before the token comes out. So yeah.
Okay, nice. Looking forward to that. So Grant, with this project, I know that there's some things that I feel like this is really going to benefit the broader crypto ecosystem. I know we had gone pretty deep into what you've got coming up with it, but I wanted to just go a bit more high level now and just get your thoughts on where you see Playermint going over the next, year, 2 years, maybe 5 years, 10 years, and why you think it's significant. Because from what I've seen, a lot of people are, learning about blockchain. They hear about crypto. Maybe it's from a thing on social media. Maybe they got into Dogecoin by like a meme they saw. But then gaming is a really cool thing that I feel is primed for blockchain to come in there and really give the power back to the player, in the sense where with these in-game economies, they've got different things like items, marketplaces, currencies, and you tie a blockchain to that. And the player is then given the ownership over those things which they've purchased, instead of it being held by the gaming platform, whoever's built it. So just tell us a little bit about your thoughts there. Maybe go a little bit high level with it, and where you see the future of Playermint later on down the line.
Yeah, so there's a big long-term vision, and what I'll say before diving into that is like it's important to us that as the platform is getting to that point, there is something extremely meaningful that's onboarding and has lots of users, and is successful without needing to be at that point immediately. I feel like have been a lot of crypto projects where there's a huge objective that's going to take a really long time to come to fruition, and then there isn't really like anything meaningful happen at the current moment. So this infrastructure of having this play to earn layer where people can mint items and trade stuff and earn on top of really popular games will allow us to onboard a really significant amount of users, hopefully. I mean, if we get a small fraction of the Fortnite user base, I mean, it would be the most popular crypto gaming experience on the planet with a small fraction of it. And from there, the long vision becomes that this infrastructure can be used as a bedrock for virtual economies and games. So if you're a game studio, you can begin to use the marketplace and the minting system inside of your game. So for one, you don't need to develop it out yourself. So kind of in like an SDK type of way, where you can mint skins that have like royalties attached to them, so that you can get recurring revenue as like a gaming creator. And we see also some of that like happening immediately. Like we see like games using this as a tool to mint skins and game items that people can come on here and buy, that they can then use inside of the game. And the creator can make a recurring royalty on the size and growth of their virtual economy. because games have kind of gone through this phase of being something where you pay $60 and then you have the game, to way more about the economy now, where the game studio's revenue is all about the items that they're selling and the game is free. And that's a multi-billion-dollar yearly model now. So you could see a lot of studios take advantage of a model of taking that to the next step of the income being about the growth of the economy itself, where the economy begins to scale, and then the trading of all the items brings in recurring revenue to the studio. So this allows that to take place. I mean, if you were to go on like eBay Fortnite skins, you'll see like people are trading all these skins on eBay. Like this is one is listed for $2,000. And you can just see how crappy this experience is for me. Like I'm gonna buy this. There's no way for me to authenticate that this is real, other than ratings maybe that the seller accumulates. And then I need to go into the game, like meet the person, like know that it's the right person, them have me send this to me. The whole thing is very clunky. There's tons of fraud. It's a super dark market. Fortnite, Epic Games is making no money off of all of these sales that are happening all over the place. So like if you're a game studio, you can just mint items that have the royalty baked into it. Then people can trade them without having to worry about getting scammed, because you can authenticate it immediately. It also means that the economies become way more liquid, because of the fact that I don't need to have this experience, but I can just instantly fast trade and know that everything is authentic. It means that the market becomes significantly more liquid because everything's moving faster, which means the volume will increase. So then there will be more sales and more trading and bigger economies being created because the whole thing is just more fluid and more liquid. So, and like that, the scale and size of like these virtual economies is already massive, like billions and billions of dollars. Like really like blockchain, if you can nail the experience side of it down, make it really easy for people to use, and you align the incentives properly between the studio and the players, then I think that's where like you'll see something really significant happen.
Wow. That's incredible. I'm really glad that you showed us the example of eBay.
Yeah.
Just crazy to think about, right? Because then, of course, like the game, Epic Games is making nothing, right? But then eBay is going to take their 10%, PayPal's taking their 5%, or what have you, and then just the trust aspect involved, right? You got to just trust that that person actually has a legitimate item. So, wow, I think that the use case here for Playermint is really big, just considering the scale. You had mentioned it's already like $1 billion industry. Just really exciting to think about.
And that's of secondary sales, not even of primary sales, like the primary market for these things. And it's also, you can think about it like cars, like the secondary market for cars is bigger than the primary market for cars. And that's because the volume stacks up on itself, right? So the secondary markets can become significantly bigger than the primary markets.
Wow. Yep. Well said. Well, very cool, Grant. There's a lot of exciting things that you guys are working on right now. Looking forward to the testnet, seeing how you guys fare with that, and then the founders era for the mainnet. I've got my Playermint NFTs ready to go. I've got my wallets loaded. So looking forward to that. As far as our conversation for today, I just want to ask you if there was anything, some last minute points that you wanted to leave us with. And then also for our audience who might be wanting to learn more about Playermint and keeping up with your progress, where can they go to find out more about what you're building?
Yeah, we'll definitely head to playermint.com. there's a really good chance that by the time this video comes up, the testnet is out, so people can come and try it out and play around with it. So that is probably the best way to learn. Definitely like follow us on Twitter at the Playermint, because we're constantly pushing updates there. Also our Discord. And then like a few extra points is on like the founder NFT stuff. If you have either the green or the purple, you have access to the founder era, which again is the first 5 epochs of mainnet. And then the purple will give a Playermint Pro account forever. So just like needing to, so one of the utility of the token is that you need to accumulate it and hold on to it to have the Pro account. But if you have the purple NFT, then you're set there. And then we're like looking at a whole bunch of other kind of like GameFi utility to bake into that as well. And then yeah, and then we're like super open to feedback. We're going to be doing a lot of like public work on the distribution algorithm to make sure that everybody is happy with it. We'll have people like readily available to communicate on like why things are the way that they are, and like creating charts for people to see how it works and stuff like that. So we want like a lot of participation and feedback during the testnet era to make sure that when we go on to mainnet, everything, people are happy. So yeah, looking for lots of community participation during the testnet. So anyone that wants to come join us, Discord or Twitter is a great spot to head to.
Okay. All right. Well, that's awesome. I'm looking forward to that, man. Can't wait to see it all come together. And also, if you do want to check them out, I will be sure to leave those links for you all down in the description. So make sure you check them out, follow them on Twitter and on Discord. Grant, thanks so much for joining us today, man. It was a great conversation. I'm looking forward to see your progress.
Yeah, man. Thanks again, Pritesh. Maybe I'll be on again sometime, and we'll see what progress has been made again. So
very cool. Yep, looking forward to it. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you go ahead and check them out. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to drop a like on your way out, and we will see you all in the next video. Take care, everybody.
See you guys.